And now, it's The Law Show on CL 650. A comprehensive look at everything you need to know about the law.
Hey, and welcome to The Law Show on CL 650. I'm Zach Spencer, and welcome back into our studios. We have Kevin Hyde, partner at McQuarrie, LLP, and Nate Hartney, associate. Now, let's just get to the name. It used to be McQuarrie Hunter. You've lobbed off a name.
We've got rid of the Hunter.
So you're just McQuarrie now.
Just McQuarrie LLP, yes.
Okay, well, that's probably easy to remember, right?
Exactly.
Okay, McQuarrie LLP you're based in Surrey, but you have other offices as well, right?
Nope, we're just at the one office.
Right.
We are actually expanding. We're actually getting another floor in the same building, the Central City Tower there. Mm-hmm. So soon we'll have a second floor.
All right, for your assistants, right?
Actually, I think they might be moving the personal injury department up there.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
A better view.
Yeah, I don't know what that says about us. But
So a personal injury, let's just kind of talk about that and what that encompasses in a law firm, because you're a full-service law firm, McQuarrie LLP. So personal injury, Nate, why don't you describe what it is that you guys cover?
Personal injury is, I guess, an area of law that encompasses a wide variety of claims. The constant is somebody has been injured and suffered injuries or loss as a result of someone else's negligence. So it could be a pedestrian hit by a drunk driver, or a rear-end car accident, a motorcyclist that gets hit by a big truck, a slip and fall. I think that's kind of a short description.
Yeah, I think I have a list here. I'm just going to go through it. So all those sort of things you would expect: car accident, truck and van accident, motorcycles, bicycles, pedestrians, trip and fall, assaults, even
medical malpractice as well.
But you like almost 100% is motor vehicle accidents.
Our bread and butter is motor vehicle accidents. That's the majority of what we do,
and that's when most people kind of get injured, I guess, right? You get some people on the work.
Yeah,
site.
I mean, it's a common way of getting injured. You got a 5,000-pound car. There's a lot of force involved, and it can cause serious injuries to people. Personal injury is anyone who's been injured through the negligence of others.
Okay, so I'm guessing with the way people drive around the Lower Mainland, you're busy.
There's the recent weather, and there's more and more cars on the road every year, it seems. And also with, cell phones these days, distracted driving seems to be on the rise as well.
I will say, though, in British Columbia, I think we're much better than other jurisdictions. I was just in California with my family recently, and down there, it's epidemic. Mm-hmm. People are driving on the highway at 100 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour, two hands texting. At least we're a little better than that. But
we are a little better than that. They have hefty tickets now that they give out. I think it's over $500 if you get caught, and it goes up if you get caught for distracted driving, again, being on your cell phone or whatnot. Can
you prove distracted driving from your end, from the personal injury side, that someone was negligent and was texting when they were in an accident?
Well, really, we can dig up phone records or whatnot, but the reality is, if this is a rear end collision, the person was on the phone or not on the phone. If they're at fault for the accident, it doesn't really matter if they're on the phone or not. We just have to show that they were at fault. But if liability becomes a dispute, say someone's distracted and one side says no, you crossed the line, no other side says, and it's a head-on collision or something of that sorts, we can always go and look up the phone records, make a court application to get those if there's resistance, and see if they were on the phone at the time of the accident. And of course, it would depend if they have a Bluetooth or not.
Is that coming up more and more now because people are on their phones more and more?
As I said, in most cases, that's not necessary, because if someone's on the phone and distracted and hits the other person, it's pretty clear from the point of impact.
Doesn't matter what they were doing.
Doesn't matter.
Fighting with their wife on the phone. Yeah. Dog on their lap. You see that one all the time.
Taking a nap at the wheel. Doesn't really matter.
I was wondering,
you're at fault.
Driving along with their little fluffy dog on their lap, and I wonder, how can you drive your car properly?
Yeah.
Well, it's negligence, right? It doesn't matter what you're doing. I saw a guy trimming his mustache at a red light, so it doesn't matter how you're distracted, but it's all negligence.
I personally like to put my lipstick on.
Put on your makeup on the way to work. Don't recommend to do that.
You see that one all the time. Anyway, we're kind of getting a little off topic. So anyway, let's get down to the personal level here with you two. So Kevin, you're a partner at McQuarrie LLP. Did you always think you were going to go into personal injury when you were at law school?
No, I did not. I didn't think I'd be in this area. I actually thought I'd be a solicitor, but turns out I prefer to be on the litigation side, and I'm probably better at it.
So just so people don't know, solicitor that's more the paperwork end of the business,
Those are the
right?
boring lawyers, yes. And they're the ones that don't see the inside of a courtroom.
Right.
Litigation is when, often disputes, whether between corporate clients or whatnot, corporations or
wherever you have to go
personal
to
injury.
court, right?
Yeah, when the litigation starts, the actual battle starts, and you have to start a court proceeding.
So what made you flip from being the paper side of the business to actually maybe having to go to court? What made you think that was more interesting?
Well, I still don't even know what solicitors do. They're boring as heck. So I learned pretty early that
some of your partners might be listening to this show there at McQuarrie.
Yeah, no, just for me, I was a better fit on being inside a courtroom and doing the litigation side of things.
Okay. So, Nate, that's really your thing, right? You're like a dog with a bone. You want to get into court. That's what you like, right?
Yeah, but following up what Kevin said, it's true because our office is split. We have the business lawyers on the south end, or is it north end?
The north end.
North end.
Yeah.
And we're on the south end, and the other day somebody said to one of the partners, Michael Kendler, what do you guys do up there? And it's all land development, real estate development. He said, we turn dirt into money.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
So anyway, but yeah, so I used to practice criminal law for about 6 years before joining McQuarrie Hunter about a year ago. So I've been at this for about 7 years. I think I know less now than I did when I graduated from law school, but I don't know if it's just maybe the more the more you learn that you don't know, I guess.
Yeah.
But
you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. So
I started in 2008. I actually articled with McQuarrie Hunter.
Excuse me, that's McQuarrie LLP now.
It is. I'm still saying our old name.
Yeah.
I expected you to make that mistake, not myself. Thank you. And became a partner there about 2 years ago. When I started out, I was actually doing insurance defense and commercial litigation, and then slowly took on more personal injury, and now I do solely personal injury.
What is insurance defense? Sorry to jump in there.
Well, that's working for the other side. When you put your black cap on, that's for ICBC.
Do you still do that at your firm? Or you just...
No, we don't anymore. we did ICBC for years and years. We have a long history of dealing with ICBC. They were a great client of our firm. But we've decided recently just to focus on the personal injury side.
Kind of
now we're exclusively
doing bit of a conflict there?
It's the one most obvious conflict that there is that's allowed, because the reality is if ICBC made lawyers do the choice of only doing plaintiff work or insurance defense, they would lose a lot of the best lawyers out there. There's lots of lawyers still out there in law firms that do both. They do ICBC work and they do plaintiff work as well.
I guess it gives you an inside track on the mindset of ICBC too. Does it help?
It was, yes, it absolutely helps. You're working side by side with the adjusters and the managers on the other side, and of course that gives you valuable insight into how ICBC operates, and that's valuable to you as a plaintiff lawyer. Now
that's cleaner for you now, just to be representing your clients, right?
Yes. Now I'm just working on behalf of the plaintiffs.
All right. So on the plaintiff side, so you get in an accident, you've been injured in an accident. Now what? Because the adjuster is going to come to you and say, Zach, yeah, you've got a bit of whiplash there. Here's put a number on a piece of paper and slide it across to you, and that's a lot of money, Or
it seems like a lot of money to you at the time, but you really have no idea. Neither did I before I started doing personal injury law. So the answer to that is to come and see a lawyer or come see us at McQuarrie LLP, and we can properly assess your claim. We'll tell you definitely to follow any recommendations that your doctors are giving you for treatment to get better. And if it's just a short injury for 2 or 3 months, we might not take on that claim, but we'd like to, before you sign any release, we encourage you to come in. We'll assess it and say, yeah, as long as you've been given the go-ahead, you're fine to settle this without our help. But if this is a longer lasting injury, a more serious injury, you definitely want to get a lawyer involved and on your side to balance out, to even out the playing field with ICBC, because you're at a huge disadvantage at the start, and ICBC adjusters are fully aware of that until you get a lawyer on board.
Now, Nate, you must see this where the adjuster slides across a piece of paper, $15,000, for example. That's a lot of money for some people. And how do you, even though they're injured, that's a quick win for some people, right, to take the money. So is your job also to say to them, listen, yes, I know that seems like a lot of money. It might be $30,000 to say, but looking at you and looking at where your trajectory is for work or not work at this point, we don't feel that's a good settlement. So how do you get people past the point where there's money on the table?
Well, I think the first thing that helps with that is to explain that if you take that money and you take that settlement, that's it. You don't get to come back.
It's
a year later.
One and done. That's it.
That's it. And for example, this is sort of an anecdote, a real story. Somebody I know was I ride motorcycles, so I like. I know other people who ride motorcycles. And somebody I know was in a motorcycle accident. A guy blew a stop sign and flying over the car, sliding down the road, hurt his knee. But a younger guy got better, took a settlement, not very much money. Years later, his knee is now basically destroyed, and asked me, well, I didn't realize it was going to be this bad. Can I get more compensation? No, you can't. That's it. So you have to be very, very, very careful about accepting a settlement because it's the rest of your life that's kind of on the line.
I would say you never sign a release without talking to a lawyer first. And a lawyer, as a personal injury lawyer, we haven't done our job if we don't advise you to get a proper prognosis from your doctor and fully investigate how this injury could impact your life and
there's no rush.
Future.
There's no rush, right?
There's no rush at all. I often don't settle a claim for the first year. It's kind of like a rule I have. So I'm certain that we've allowed enough time to go by to ensure something such as Nate's friend who thought he was getting better, and then all of a sudden, a couple of years later, after some time, the injury's flared up, or he's still having issues with it. It's a myth that if you go to a lawyer, you're getting a settlement right away. A good lawyer will wait until we have a firm prognosis. You have the proper reports, and the GP or the specialist, whether it's physiatrist or orthopedic surgeon, has given a prognosis, and we have a pretty good idea of looking into that crystal ball to see what your future actually looks like with these injuries.
All right, that's Kevin Hyde from McQuarrie LLP. Partner, and Nate Hartney is also here from McQuarrie LLP. We'll pick up the conversation next. We're going to get into how often do you go to trial? Can you split liability? You talked about the rear ender. Is there opportunities to have that split and so on? When we get into more of personal injury on The Law Show on CL 650.
There's more of the show still ahead. This is The Law Show on CL 650.